partner out there on some beach with an Italian name.
Venice Beach.
Yeah, Venice Beach.
Well, wherever you wind up, I wish you luck, Exley. She doesn't respond. It's as if I've stung her. When the conductor re-enters, I tell him that I think Exley is hemorrhaging from her uterus, and he calls the paramedics on his walkie-talkie. She's staring out the train window as if there is something in the barren fields that will pardon her. As if there's a fairy tale about poor white girls that has yet to be written. We lock eyes for a moment. Bravely, somehow longingly. I never used to think that strangers shared these kinds of moments. By the time the train stops in Indiana, Exley has lost consciousness. There's an enormous volume of blood pooling in her lap. When the doors open, there are policemen. There are station managers. There are paramedics as silent as aliens. Far too many men to move the body of a small, lifeless girl. I tell one of the paramedics that I think it's a botched abortion, and I give him the number where I'm staying, and I ask him to call me, to let me know how she makes it through. That night, I move my things in the cafe car and eat the tasteless food and continue editing my young author's clumsy first novel. I sleep restlessly in a clenched, seated position. 2 days later, I arrive on the West Coast and my publishing friend picks me up in a Range Rover. Howard Sloots has shaved his mustache, and I don't like it. I don't like his hands, or his mouth, or those little bumps on his neck, either. But, despite my misgivings, we feign mutual romantic interest and drink a bottle of wine and perform clinical sexual intercourse in the froth of the Pacific Ocean. Out of loneliness more than anything else. Why? I have to travel across the country to make love to a man I barely know? I have no idea. Is it ambition? Or ego? Or the need to collect a story? Maybe it's an absurd attempt at preservation of the species. Plain, old-fashioned animal fucking. An ape fuck. Perhaps it's the simple need to get away from myself. That's what happens when we cloister ourselves off in the city. The years add up like so many forgotten fruit rinds, and we are left with the unpleasant mystery of our own sour-smelling skin. His body is like salty beef. I notice more horrible imperfections, moles and scars and pockets. A flap. He tells me that he has had a vasectomy. His cock is hard and small. And when he comes, he sounds like a woman. He toots like a clarinet. A few weeks after I get back to New York, I start to feel sick in the mornings. I think I must have caught a bug while traveling. Something from the other coast, that inexplicable way that time zones corrupt the immune system. All that trapped train air. 3 weeks later, I miss my period. I am